Hello Aries, hello and welcome into your general tarot card reading for the October of 2018. So let's see what the future might bring for you. So those four cards, they're representing the 4 weeks of the October. This one is representing you. This is representing what is possible, what to focus on, what is to let go of, what's going to bring you forward. And this is additional commentary, so there is a lot of movement over here. It's going to be very energetic and intense month for you, Aries. We have Six of Wands, we have Magician, we have Seven of Wands, and we have Page of Cups. So as you can see, the Six of Wands is kind of charging towards the direction of Magician. So over here, this is to Six of Wands, is indicating to not take for granted your previous success, and is to keep continuing in your strive, and not get yourself lose the eye on a ball. Is to indicate that further action is needed, and there's a confirmation here in Magician. And actually, if you had an idea, if you already were able to achieve certain things and gain some kind of momentum, and all of a sudden you still kind of feel you have a momentum, but you're not quite sure where is it that you're going, this Six of Wands is coming to kind of gently nudge you to keep remembering your end goal, because you might get yourself to back down in many different things, and all of a sudden you might start to saying all those possibilities, but what the cards are saying, focus your you have to narrow your focus into precisely what you would like to do. And Magician stands for new beginnings, new initiatives. It's representing us above, so below kind of formula, and it's representing that you have everything that is needed for you to achieve whatever you're planning to achieve. For some of you it might be self-employment, for some of you it might be job, for some of you it might be starting the project, like your car, your house, whatever it might be, whatever you would like to do. They say capitalize on your whatever has happened in the past, and it feels to me like a recent past, so maybe a September indeed, or a couple months down the line, further that way in the past. I'm thinking the past. And then it's a clear action that has to be taken, and you have to kind of think through, you have to understand what is it precisely you can do to achieve your end goal. And they say you have everything available to you, you have everything that is needed, you have the know-how. And because you have it, you have a Seven of Wands, so it's almost like a natural progression of Six of Wands over here. So Seven of Wands say that, if you're going to look at this lovely chap, he's standing in favourable position, he is above his competitors. But also Seven of Wands it's coming to kind of remind you that there's a cliff over here, so don't try to overstretch yourself, do whatever is possible. So once again, this is about narrowing your focus, knowing precisely what you want to do, and it's about doing one thing at the time. Page of Cups, you might have some kind of even though you might be very busy and things might be happening, and they're going to require of you enormous amount of focus and dedication at the same time. The Page of Cups is talking about some kind of underlying emotions you might have, and something that will be like coming in and nagging you and nudging you towards something that you cannot quite explain. And what I'm getting here, listen to it, because actually for some of you it might be something to do with your creativity, but equally for some of you, it might be your subconscious trying to communicate with you something that it's said. It's not necessarily unfulfilled emotional needs. It's something that is there that you haven't allowed come to the surface, and basically they say open the door to it. You as a you are represented by Justice over here. And Justice is all about balancing. It's all about judging people by their actions, not by what they say. And actually speaking freely, because if you're going to look at this entire card, the only place that is not covered is this person's throat, and the Justice is wearing a crown, and this crown is kind of symbolizing, that has a little dot over here. I appreciate it's not easy to see, but it's indicating the third eye and the curtain over there. It's kind of it's representing things that we don't see but we feel. So there might be a lot of gut feelings. You might have this kind of strange, it's not to say premonitions, but you're going to know things in your waters. You're going to kind of know what is coming your way. And this is not about withholding it and turning your back to it. It's to allow this to kind of go and channel through you, because you might be aware of, if you're going to take the action or whatever action is going to be required, you're not quite sure of your own reaction, so maybe that's why you're withholding. But basically what the indication of over here is to, it doesn't really matter. You have to do what feels right, and if that feels right, and if you're going to feel like, in terms of, you know, taking things on the balance, and you're going to feel that's the way forward, do it. Don't withhold whatever emotional charge it might be there. So what is possible? We have a Knight of Swords. A Knight of Swords, as you can see, he's charging against the wind. There's a wind over here. There's a lot of birds, indicating a lot of thought process, and he's going ahead even though the wind is against him. So you might come up with some new ways of doing things your way, and don't be afraid to be innovative and do things differently than others. Just do things your way, and this is possible to be done. And also it's about addressing things and being straightforward. What is important to consider is to consider basis on which you do certain things, and the grounds on which you are starting certain things in your life. You might be very thorough, you might be very practical, but also it seems to me that you're looking for growth, and there's some kind of basis, there's some kind of earning or yearning within you in terms of your change and your growth. So it's just to recognize whatever is this drive that's, and maybe there is a Page of Cups actually here as well, kind of touching on the same thing, that there's a yearning within you for a change, for growth, and it's to understand precisely as to why. Presumably you might not have yet looked into it, so that's the thing to consider. In terms of what to let go, it's 8 of Swords, that your own self-limitations. There's, if you're going to see this lady standing there, surrounded by all of Swords, blindfolded, and but any given moment she can leave. It's just her belief, her perception. So this is all about your self-limitation. And what's going to take you forward if you're going to keep doing what have you been doing. So if you're a craftsman, if you are doing something with your hands, if you are starting to do, starting on a job, new apprenticeship, whatever new is happening in your life, do it with passion and with care, and have a sole focus. So once again, this is about narrowing your focus to one thing at the time and doing it right. So what is additional commentary here for October? Manas. you're only a human, you're only able to manage how what is possible. As you can see, this rune is depicting a person who's trying to stop sun from setting. Some of you might see actually someone who is holding a sun. None of them that are possible. We all have our limits. So the additional commentary is to not push yourself too hard, know your limits, and actually being more forgiving towards ourselves, yourself, Aries, actually, and not pushing yourself too hard, because whatever is here, it's doable, it's achievable, and you can do it. The indication is that you go in the right direction. Just don't overdo it. And if possible, if you need rest, take some rest or time off. That is the overall reading, Aries, for you for the October of 2018. Thank you for tuning, and you take care. Bye.